If you guys are still playing FC24 and you want some cheap coins, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you do use my code Rema, it will give you a lovely 5% discount off your order. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Hope you guys are all doing great, and if you're still playing FC24 at this point in the year, maybe seek some help, but I still have some tactics for you if you would like to try them out. So we do have some for the 4-3-3-5, a really nice well-rounded formation, helps you put together like quite a lot of nice plays that you can't do in other formations. I love the little diamonds and triangles you can do, and yeah, so I hope you guys do enjoy, and yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay then guys, so starting off with the tactics for this 4-3-3. For the defensive style, we pop it on balanced, as it does give us the best control over our defenders. So when we want to press our opponent, we can, and then when we want to drop off and be more passive, we can also do that. So balanced is absolutely the way to go in my opinion. Now moving on to the defensive width, I have this on 30 at the moment. This is so we can have a nice narrow and compact defense, so we can block out all those attacks through the middle. It's made even better at this point in the game by all the overpowered defender cards we have with the crazy AI, the auto blocks and stuff like that. So it just makes you an absolute brick wall in defense. It's also not too bad out wide either, like you can still get out to the players when they go down the wing, so you're still good there. It just makes you really nice and compact in your defense. Now for the depth guys, 100 depth is definitely the way to go at this point in the year, because the AI basically does everything for you and the cards are insane as well. So when you use 100 depth guys, what happens is you have a really high defensive line. The AI will press players for you, congest the middle of the pitch, and basically just do a lot for you. It's very hard to play through, and it breaks your opponent's attacking AI as well, so there's pretty much no reason to not use this at the moment, other than, you know, you don't want to use it. But yeah, 100 depth guys. Now for the build-up play, I always recommend balance, as I find it to be the most consistent and the most varied type of build-up. So when you use balance guys, you can basically pick and choose between all the defensive, the build-up style, sorry. So if you want to start off playing slow, you can, and then if you want to maybe like switch it up and play a bit faster, you can also do that. So balance gives you like the best of both worlds, and I just think you have the most consistent AI with balance. I think these other settings aren't very good at all. Now for the chance creation, direct passing. Now this is one of the things that is getting removed in FC25, but it's very important in FC24 because it's the only way to consistently break through those park the bus defenses. So when you use direct passing guys, what happens is your attackers will make these runs, defenders will follow those attackers that are making the run, and then once the defender has overcommitted to the run that your attacker has made, your attacker then does a track back movement, so you can cut back to them or pass across, that kind of thing. So it's a very boring playstyle, I'll give you that, but it is very necessary at the same time. Now for the attacking width, you can pretty much do what you want with this. All you really need to know is the lower the attacking width, the more narrow your attack, and the higher the attacking width, the wider your attack. So the lower the number, the more narrow. I'm pretty sure you get it. I just leave this on 50 because I find it to be nice and balanced. I don't want it to be too wide, I don't want it to be too narrow. This just seems to work as it is the game default, and you know, players just seem to move very well with it. Now for the players in the box guys, I have this on 6, but you can do what you want. The reason I have it on 6 is so we can get quite a few players into that penalty area without completely overcommitting to the point where if we lose out on possession, we're not always going to get counter-attacked. And then for the corners and the free kicks, again, you can do what you want with it. I just have it on 2, but if there's a specific routine that requires you to have it on 3, it doesn't matter. Just do what you need to with that. Now for the player instructions guys, on the centre forward or the striker, whatever you want to call them, have them on stay central and get in behind. We have them on stay central because it keeps them in the middle. They're still that focal point and they don't get lost. If you have them on balance width, this player can you know, sometimes drift away, and it's very important to have this centre forward in the central position to help play in those wingers, otherwise you're going to struggle a lot. That's one of the main advantages of this formation over the other variations, is because this centre forward can sometimes drop a bit deeper and kickstart your attack. You can see we've got like a little diamond there of Vieira, Sauer, Ronaldo and Saka, and you got your 2 wingers, so it's a really nice setup in attack. And we also have them on getting behind, as it gives them really nice movements and still forces them to make runs. If you have them on mixed attack, especially when they're a centre forward, they won't really move at all, so getting behind is still important to, you know, encourage them to make those runs, but you know, it'll still allow them to play as that centre forward at the same time. Now, for the wingers, guys, I pop them on comeback and defence, cut inside, get in behind, and get into the box across. So we have them on comeback and defence, mainly just to plug in those spaces out wide in the midfield. You can see we've got those 3 centre mids, but it's a very narrow setup. There's still a lot of space to be exploited out wide, and we don't really want that. So we just pop these wingers on comeback to cover those wider areas and make it much more difficult for our opponent to attack us down the wing. So this is pretty much a no-brainer for me at this point. I also have them on a cut inside instruction because I like them to start their runs out wide and then transition more into those narrow areas, make those diagonal runs. I really like it. It's a really good AI movement for me, but you guys do not have to use this if you don't want. So this is the same for both the wingers. I also have them on getting behind, of course, because you want to force them to make those runs. There's nothing more useless than a winger that won't run. So we want them on getting behind, force those runs, make them do their job. And then we also have them on getting to the box across, so they do not hesitate in getting into the penalty area and helping us finish off those chances, because when your opponent is camping in the box with all his defenders, you need the attackers to balance that out. Now for the other winger, it is exactly the same. So yeah, both wingers are the same there. For the right centre mid, I use more of a box-to-box in Sauer. So this is a player that will attack and defend, help you transition from the defence to the attack, that kind of thing. Basically be an engine in the team. So we just leave them on the default settings and then pop them on cover centre. Default settings because we don't want to restrict them to do anything specific. We want to just let them do what they want, and then cover centre so that they'll cover that middle area as opposed to the wing. Now for the DM, this is the absolute rock in the team. This player's sole purpose is to just intercept the ball, tackle players, and just help you out. That's all their job is. So we have them on stay back, cut passing lane, and cover centre. So we don't want him flying forward, so stay back, cut passing lane, so he always looks to break up the play, intercept those passes, and regain possession, and then cover centre, so again, he'll cover that middle area, making it difficult for an opponent to attack. Now for this left centre mid, I use more of like an actual attacker here. So this is a player that will actually fly forward and join the attack all the time, essentially. So I use Saka here because he's very good in both the attack with his dribbling, his press prove and that kind of thing, but he's also really good defensively. He's got decent height and good defensive stats. So he actually works really nicely in this position. So we pop this player on get forward and get into the box across, so they do not hesitate in getting into the penalty area, and it works nicely. And again, cover centre, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Moving on to the fullbacks, whichever one you want to send forward, I pop them on balanced overlap. So this is my right back. Now the reason I do this is to give us even more width, and the reason it's important is because I have my wingers on cut inside, which means they're going to go into those more narrow spaces, leaving a lot of free open space out wide for this fullback to go and overlap. So you have a lot of players in the narrow areas when you're going forward, and you'll also have this wider option as well, which makes it very difficult and unpredictable in attack, and it's very unpredictable and hard for your opponent to defend. For the other fullback, the more defensive of the two, I pop them on stay back and overlap. This is so you always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, so you're nice and sound there. But when you do send them on the run forward, just like the other fullback, they will make that overlapping run to give you that width. So that's it for the fullbacks. For the 2 centre-backs, of course, we leave them alone. And then the goalkeeper, leave them alone as well. But yeah, guys, they are my tactics and instructions for the 4-3-3 fifth variation. If you guys have enjoyed it or found it useful, please be sure to drop it a like, sub to the channel if you are new, so you never miss out on any videos. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, with all that aside, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys, and take care.